Hi guys, it's Han here. Today we're going to check out the new generation BMW X3, thanks to Tim Bay, by BMW and Lexus from Tim. Welcome to subscribe my car reviews channel both in English and Chinese. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, and lighting up the bell. X3 is currently an important sales pillar of BMW in the US market. The current product is its fourth generation, and the 2025 model is its first product. BMW's positioning of X3 is mainly for daily driving, taking into account the needs of family travel. In terms of appearance and size, the new generation of BMW X3 is slightly shorter than the previous one, except for the height, and the dimensions of other aspects are all better than the previous generation, further fatter and larger. The minimum ground clearance has been increased to 8.5 inches. If compared with its competitor, the four-wheel drive GLC 300, GLC has an advantage in wheelbase, and X3 has advantages in other aspects. The 2025 X3 currently has only two powertrains in the US market. One is a 2-liter turbocharged engine with a 48-volt mild hybrid called the 30 series. The other is an inline 6-cylinder 3-liter turbocharged engine with a 48-volt mild hybrid called the M50 series with an M logo. Both are equipped with an 8-speed automatic transmission. The 2025 2-liter turbocharged engine is a certain upgrade over the 2024 model, improved in terms of maximum horsepower and torque. If the power parameters of the 30 series are compared with the 2025 GLC 300, alas, coincidentally, the maximum torque and horsepower parameters of the two are exactly the same, only some differences in the number of revolutions output by the engine. The curb weight of the 30 series is 4,176 pounds, about 1,894 kilograms. The entire series is equipped with a 17.2-gallon, about 65-liter fuel tank. The 2025 X3 currently has only two basic trim levels, one is 30 and the other is M50. Of course, as we know that it is meaningless to talk about the basic trim of German products. They mainly sell packages and options. The 2025 products are all four-wheel drive products. We have seen that the new X1 products are all four-wheel drive. I guess that in the subsequent annual facelift, BMW may launch some two-wheel drive products to lower the entry price of the product. But I personally think that an SUV with this body and shape should be equipped with a four-wheel drive system. Today we are checking out the 2025 BMW X3 30 series that Tim here for sale. It's equipped with four 245/50R19 wheels. The M package and Premium package were selected. The MSRP, including shipping, is $56,925, the engine of which comes from the British plant, the transmission comes from the German plant, and the final assembly is US factory. The soaring prices today are indeed a bit unexpected. The current price of a primary version of the BMW X3 is more than $60,000. Even if not see the appearance data just now, we can personally feel that its appearance is much larger than the previous generation. The overall volume is larger. The design style of the exterior is also the latest one of the BMW family after electrification. In my opinion, this style is more like the feeling of starting to build the car after the first draft of the vehicle design has been polished. Helplessly, this is also a popular design style in the current automotive industry. Of course, BMW has not concealed its relationship with electrified products. The official announcement of this car is like a proportionally reduced BMW X. But no matter what, it is good to have characteristics. Just like Bengals 5 Series, when it was first launched, it had mixed reviews, but now it has become a myth in the automotive industry. The shape of the front lamp also looks fierce, and the structure of the light group of this car version is not very complex. It uses two light strips which the daytime running lights and turn signals are concentrated on. The double kidney grille in the front is also the latest form of the family. The area is further increased. As you can see, there are both vertical and diagonal lines in the elements. The upper part is completely closed, and the lower part can be opened automatically after starting, which has the function of air intake. There is no protruding bumper platform design in the front, which is flat from top to bottom. The lower air intake hole and front lip under the bumper are both complex. There is a ventilation hole on each side. 4 parking sensors. The front camera is placed in this position. Compared with the side shape of the previous generation, its side shape is still relatively square, but it is not like many current products which simply feel like splicing two boxes. It does have a certain sense of design. On the basis of being dynamic, it does not look very stiff. I think this design can reflect the designer's design skills. The front cabin is still in line with the family's current new era product design, including the shape of the side light group and the height of the front cabin side increase, which are currently BMW's more willing to use a design method. In the design of the side cabin, it can be seen that there is still a certain sense of inheritance with the previous generation of X3. You can see the shadow of the previous generation's design. The detailed lines on the side are not complex at all. There is only one waistline running from the front to the back, and an upturned shape at the back which seems to meet the roof here. The relatively square shape and simple lines are also the unified design style of the current BMW family. It is not difficult for us to predict that the new generation of SUV products of the BMW family will probably have this same side design. In terms of color matching, we didn't find any shiny materials on the front and sides. Except for some metallic colors on the wheels, the decoration colors of other places are all black. The door opening handle is also this kind of flip-up style, which is the latest style of the BMW family. The front two doors have the function of touch unlocking and locking, while the rear two doors do not. The door opening angle is quite normal, not exaggerated at all. The lower edge of the door does not cover the car body. All four windows use single-layer glass, not any double layer. Based on my height, getting on and off this car is not inelegant. No need to use any pedal device. But it is obvious that the height for getting on and off the car is slightly higher than that of the previous generation model. The 30 series currently comes standard with 19-inch wheels, with 20 and 21-inch wheels as options. This car is equipped with 19-inch wheels and an M-style wheel. The front and rear brake systems both use single-piston calipers and ventilated disc brakes, but the specific parameters are unknown. I personally like the rear styling. It looks good. It has a shape that looks higher in the front and lower in the back. The rear part does not use a fastback angle to express sport, but uses this downward pressed and relatively full design, which not only ensures the loading capacity, but also ensures the feeling of sport. One thing that attracts me about this car is that I think the rear end is better designed. That is, it is narrower on the top and wider on the bottom. The entire rear end looks very solid. This can only be seen clearly from the cross-section directly behind. Take a close-up. The rear wing at the rear and the frames on both sides, you can see which's design is more exaggerated, more protrusions. There is also a convex shape on the top that looks more dynamic, and the high-mounted brake light is integrated. The rear wiper is not hidden. The shape of the taillight echoes the shape of the taillight of the 2024 X3. The elements in the middle are the same, but the form of expression is different. There is no protruding bumper at the rear. As you can see, the most protruding part of the rear is the tailgate of the trunk, which is a bit unkind. Below the traditional bumper, you can see that the design is simple, but it is dynamic, especially the exaggerated diffuser below, which looks exciting. But the position of the reversing light is even more unkind. It has only one exhaust on the left side. Hidden design. The latest style key of family. Power tailgate. The tailgate lining is a whole piece of plastic, a light and a warning sign holder, but the US market does not come with a triangle warning as standard. Due to the design, the trunk appears to be relatively short on the top. On the other hand, due to the low front and high back design, the bottom edge of the opening is also relatively high. Although the opening is very regular, you can feel that the height is limited a little bit. The depth of the trunk is completely fine. Compared with similar products, the depth of both the bottom and the top is very good. There is a light on each side and a light on the tailgate. There is a hook inside with 4 hook points below, which is great. You can see that the sides are made of carpet material. Although it is not too thick, it is definitely better than plastic. A hook on the upper right side, a 12-volt socket, and a storage compartment below. The cover opens in 2 stages. After opening, you can see there is a spare tire. Currently, more and more BMW cars are equipped with spare tires. Good thing. Simple onboard tools. A trailer hook here. There are some storage compartments in the spare tire pit. Plastic is used where it should be, and velvet is used too. It is very well made. The second row folded down, a slight upward slope. Sitting in the car, we can see that the style of its central control interior is the latest simple and elegant electric style of the BMW family. The most conspicuous thing is that the 2 screens are connected to form a curved screen. The central screen has an angle tilted towards the driver's side. Most of the functions on the center console are integrated into the central screen, and there are not many physical buttons left. The 4 front air conditioning vents are also consistent with the latest style of the family. There are 4 gears from 0 to 1 for the air volume. The wind direction is adjusted through the knob below, which we have also seen in other BMW family products. It has a head-up display, the area of which is relatively large. The door panel is integrated with the center console. There are no keys on the center console on the left side of the steering wheel. An LCD instrument panel is adjusted through the keys on the right side of the steering wheel. The instrument panel has 3 display modes. The information display in the center is indeed more vivid than the previous generation, also appears to be more specific. The head-up display items can also be adjusted on the instrument panel. Although the BMW family also uses this connected screen form, it is better. We have talked about it before. When I adjust the seat and steering wheel to a position that suits me, I look at the instrument panel. Although the steering wheel also blocks part of the screen, there is no reading on these parts. I think this is also done with great care. The steering wheel of this car is the latest version of the M-style steering wheel of the BMW family, which is not a regular circle. The bottom is flat. If anyone uses a round steering wheel for a new car nowadays, it seems to be old-fashioned. But I still prefer round steering wheels. This steering wheel is very thick. The shape of 3 and 9 o'clock is also very prominent. The steering wheel is not hard. It feels soft and comfortable to hold. The buttons on the steering wheel are relatively simple, which is also the latest version of the current family. The new X3 has changed the previous light control switch of the BMW family. It is no longer the button type on the center console on the left side of the steering wheel, which is integrated into the turn signal lever. It has automatic on and off function and automatic high beam function. The front wiper has a rain sensor function. The frameless automatic anti-glare interior rear view mirror has a HomeLink garage switch on it. No panoramic mirror or glasses box. An in-car camera on it. The screen has improved a lot compared to previous products in terms of clarity, resolution, and response. The previous product screen was very good. I can only say that the new generation of products is better. The main menu items are all placed at the bottom. Air conditioning control. It has seat and steering wheel heating functions but no seat ventilation function. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto both have wireless connection functions. You can see that the number of applications is more than the previous generation of products. This car has panoramic views, rear view, left, right, front, 3D view, car wash view. Camera cleaning. It does not have an optional audio system. This audio system is indeed very ordinary. The storage compartment below looks like a big hole. If it were in the past, BMW designers would definitely make a cover for it. Whether it is a sliding or a push cover, there must be a cover. Now that the electric car style has come out, everyone is pursuing simplicity. No one cares about that anymore. There are 2 positons for mobile phones, 1 on each side. In the middle are 2 USB-C data exchange and charging ports, an M logo, 2 cup holders, the BMW family's new paddle shift mechanism, screen adjustment, some shortcut buttons and audio adjustment are all concentrated in this part within reach. The volume of the central armrest box is moderate and looks relatively square, all plastic inside without velvet lining, a 12-volt charger socket. Sitting in the car, adjust the seat to the lowest position and you guys can observe the space performance. Even if the seat to the bottom position, I still feel that the seat holds my body up relatively high. Sitting higher, watching farther. The seat also feels like the seat of the BMW family in small and medium-sized cars. The filling material feels relatively hard. The 2 wings of both the backrest and the cushion are slightly raised, which can give the body a certain sense of wrapping and support. The seat does not feel very thick, just the kind of comfortable, good ergonomic seats. The 2 front seats are power adjustable, with 4-way lumbar adjustment and manual extension of the seat cushion. The driver's seat has 2 memory and a backrest clamping function, which is also a point that the BMW family has always done well. The steering wheel is manually adjusted in 4 directions. One of the good things that the BMW family has always done well is that the steering wheel can be extended to a large extent, which is a good point for people like me who have short arms but want to lean back to drive. The roof is made of fabric, and the lining of the A-pillar is also made of fabric. Above the center console, the far end is hard plastic, the near end is leather. In front of the passenger, it is leather. Further down is hard plastic. This hard plastic does not have any soft feeling. The shift platform on the ground, you can see that there is decorative material on the top, but the sides are all hard plastic without any soft feeling. The legs are completely leaning on the hard plastic on the center console. As you can see, these buttons in the middle are all within reach when the elbows are naturally placed on the central armrest. Very good. We have talked about it before. The working sound of the window is relatively small. There is also a noise reduction design when the window is closed. Sitting in the car and looking at the window frame, can't see the metal parts, which are all wrapped in thick plastic. The door panel and the instrument panel have a combined shape, which integrates the door switch, door lock, seat memory button, side air conditioning outlet, and air volume adjustment into a triangle. The door panels are made of soft material on the top, leather in the middle, and hard plastic in the front and bottom, including the armrest. The new X3 product, as far as the car we are checking out today is concerned, has a stronger sense of plastic in the front compared to the competitors at this price. The driver and passengers in the front can touch a lot of hard plastic materials with their hands and legs without noticing, and there is no soft feeling. This X3 assembled in the US factory has some burrs on the edges of the plastic in many parts, including the door handles, and the center console I think is not high-end. There are storage and cup holders on the door panels, which are designed to be relatively large, which is better. Also 2 cup holders in the middle. Sitting in the second row, you can observe the space performance. There is no problem with the headspace. As for the leg space, this seat is basically leaning back. My legs can fit in the leg space, and it is slightly more spacious over there. The leg space in the back row is just enough. As you can see from the seats, the second row seats do not give people a very good feeling, especially at this price. In fact, its second row seats could be done better. One of the second row seats feels very thin. Whether it is the backrest or the seat cushion, it seems very thin. Sitting on it does not have that kind of thick and soft feeling. If it was the feeling of an ergonomic seat, it does not support the body in a very good state. Another thing is that its rear seats cannot be adjusted, neither the forward and backward nor the backrest angle. It seems that the backrest is relatively upright. Sitting on it feels like sitting upright. But fortunately, the cushion is long and high enough, which makes up for the originally not very comfortable seat. The second row air conditioner cannot be adjusted separately, but there is an air conditioner outlet placed behind the front armrest box. The air supply direction is adjusted in the same way as the front, but the air volume is adjusted manually, not by buttons. There is a storage at the bottom, with a USB-C charger port. The central floor is relatively high. There is a handle on each door frame, a hook and a light on the left and right of the second row. No curtain on the side of the second row. When you sit in the car and look at the window frame, you can't see any metal parts, all covered with thick plastic. The material of the door panel is soft material on the top. Brown is leather, and all other positions are plastic, hard, no soft feeling. There are also some burrs on the edge of the handle. Cup holders and storage compartments on the door panel. The height of the central armrest is high enough, and 2 cup holders on it. This car is equipped with a panoramic skylight, which is very large. The curtain opens here. There is a net bag on the left and right of the front seat back, and an expansion slot on the left and right of the top. The only thing that is made more stingy is the front seat back. As you can see, whether it is behind the headrest or behind the lower seat back, all are made of hard plastic. The rear also feels very plasticky. After driving this generation of X330 series, the overall dynamic feeling is improved compared with the previous generation. In terms of power, the performance at medium and high speeds is still relatively normal, belonging to the comfortable and dynamic power performance of BMW. In the medium and high speed sections, the acceleration is relatively agile, and the power output is quite satisfactory. This generation of models is also good. However, the fatigue feeling of the previous generation of models when crawling at low speeds or refueling in the gradual initial stage still exists in this generation. As long as you step on the accelerator lightly, you will often feel that the body is lazy in the initial stage. The acceleration of the body cannot keep up with my consciousness and the accelerator pedal under my feet. This feeling is actually a feeling that every small displacement turbocharged car will have, but this car feels more real. Another thing is that after this car is engaged, you have to wait a little bit before you can step on the accelerator to drive. Wait a minute. In fact, every car has to wait a minute, but this car feels that the waiting time is relatively long. So far, several of the new generation of BMW family products that I have tried have had this same feeling. Actually, if you ask whether there is any problem with the slow response after shifting gears, there is definitely no big problem. Just remember that you need to step on the brake for a while before releasing the brake after shifting gears. Otherwise, if you release the brake too early, one is that you step on the accelerator but don't move, and it feels like the car can't keep up with your feet. Another is that if you are on a slope and don't use the auto hold function, you may have to slide the car. Just get used to it when driving it. The suspension tuning is also the kind of cautious comfort of the BMW family. Overall, it feels that it is a comfortable tuning. However, this car is not equipped with air suspension, and a product of this size in the BMW family cannot be excessively comfortable. When rolling over some road conditions at low speed, it will be appropriately transmitted into the car after being processed by the suspension. The driver and passengers in the car will feel every bump more clearly. When passing a smooth undulating road at high speed, the body will also have a relatively comfortable up and down amplitude. When the body falls, it will not feel that the body is very heavy, and there is no feeling that the body directly hits the ground. Overall, the vehicle's comfort in terms of suspension tuning has been improved compared to the previous generation of models. The braking performance is also quite standard BMW style. The brake pedal is adjusted to be tight, and the brake will respond immediately when the foot is placed on the brake pedal. The best working point of the brake is not too deep, about 1/4 to 1/3 of the pedal. The braking effect and braking distance are relatively ideal, of course. This is also what the BMW family has always done very well. The steering force of the steering wheel is also relatively comfortable, relatively light at low speed, relatively stable at high speed, and quite comfortable. Noise control. This new generation of X3 is indeed average. Of course, in the BMW family, only products at a certain price can have excellent noise control. First of all, this new X3 engine will howl frequently. We talked about that before. Small displacement, turbocharged, squeezed and hurt. Squeezed who does not hurt. Also, its sound seems to be rendered, and it feels like a little man pinching his waist. The wind noise and tire noise at high speed are not quiet. The exhaust will make a loud noise when driving or idling. Generally speaking, the driving comfort of this generation of BMW X330 series is better than that of the previous generation. Other aspects are similar to the previous generation. It is a relatively high-quality, standard, small displacement, supercharged, German-style daily use car. In summary, this is the video of the 2025 BMW X330 series. In general, the exterior and interior of this vehicle are the latest style of the BMW family. From the dynamic experience, it can be felt that the 30 series has a slight improvement in low-speed performance compared to the last generation model, and the medium and high-speed range is still the best power experience speed range for this car. In the past 2 years, with the soaring prices of products in the US auto market, as the sales pillars of the BMW brand in the US market, the current prices of X3 and X5 are not low. The outdoor price of X3 entry-level model almost reached $60,000. If you are asked to choose in front of the video with a budget of $60,000, what model would you like to choose? Welcome to leave a message in the comment area for discussion. Still the same point of view. Buy whichever you like. Don't control it. Don't be shy of the above video. Thank you guys.